Live Studio B sessions on WNCW made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. I am proud to welcome Virginia's own Colby T. Helms here at Studio B. Your first time here.
Yes, sir, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, ahead of your performance tonight up in Asheville at the Gray Eagle. We'll talk about that. Why don't we start with a tune?
All right, this is first single, came out back in 2023. It's called Higher Ground. Once I was the running kind, and I would run these interstates. Now I'm running home if you're waiting there. Once I was the loving kind, and I thought your heart would be all mine. I learned in good times some things can never be, like dams and trees and honeybees. We are a dying breed. I'm gonna live way up in the holler. I can't stand the city no more. Working all my life trying to make a dollar. Wish things were how they were before. I'm gonna sweep you off your feet. I'm gonna take you to higher ground. We can dance the night away. We ain't gotta fool around. These low down days, these long highways, they keep me feeling alone. I wish I was high and somewhat dry in my underground home. Those Nashville cats wearing Ariat hats leave a sour taste in my mouth. Like Daddy said, you better keep your head and know when to shut that mouth. Like dams and trees and lost southern melodies. We are a dying breed. I'm gonna live way up in the holler. I can't stand the city no more. Working all my life trying to make a dollar. Wish things were how they were before. I'm gonna sweep you off your feet. I'm gonna take you to higher ground. We can dance the night away, but we ain't gotta fool around. Like dams and trees and honeybees. We are a dying breed. I'm gonna live way up in the holler. Can't stand the city no more. Working all my life trying to make a dollar. Wish things were how they were before. I'm gonna sweep you off your feet. I'm gonna take you to higher ground. We can dance the night away, but we ain't gotta fool around.
Live in Studio B, Colby T. Helms, Higher Ground, and the album Tales of Misfortune. It's your debut album, right?
Yes, sir.
And I get the feeling that song has a lot of autobiographical.
That's right. I wrote that song in high school. I was just, getting my start playing music. This is pre-COVID times, back in the 20-teens. And I was getting my start trying to play as many gigs as I could. As soon as I got my driver's license when I was 16, I was out riding riding the roads and trying to and play these little gigs a lot of times for nothing at all. And I now look back on it, and that hard work is paying off.
Yeah. Well, we've certainly and still continue to enjoy the album, and that song there has always been one of my favorites on the album. You live in Franklin County, Virginia, right? That's where you're from.
Yes, sir.
Still live there, and
Yeah.
in a home underground.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that.
So my dad, he was a civil engineer, and he graduated from Virginia Western Community College in Roanoke in the 70s, trying to be a civil engineer. And he decided during the energy crisis he was going to try to build an energy-efficient home. So he started working on our underground home, and he decided he didn't like working for anybody else either, so he quit civil engineering and decided to be the town handyman. And he was known as kind of the fix-it man, the jack of all trades around where we're from. And he was always fixing other people's houses, and it took him 20 years to actually get our house built. And, of course, my mom was always rushing him, and he finally got it built. And he passed away when I was 12, but me and Mama still take care of the place today.
Well, how big is this house?
It's not a huge house, but it's cozy.
Yeah.
We have a great room that is not underground, and we have an old loft kind of area in the top of it, and a spiral staircase that goes up to the loft, and you can walk out of the loft and be up on top of the roof. And we have a grass roof that's over the majority of the house, and the whole back of our house, we don't heat or cool it. It stays about 65 degrees all year round.
Wow.
The front of the house, we have an old rat rod wood stove that my dad put together out of a bunch of parts from the Fisher factory. And it's kind of like that Johnny Cash song, One Piece at a Time. They welded it together in the living room because they knew they wouldn't be able to fit it through the front door. And that heats the house in the wintertime.
One piece at a time stove.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all right, man. Maybe you write a song about that, too.
Yeah, I need to.
You're a self-taught musician, right?
Yes, sir. I took guitar lessons when I was, like 13. My dad passed when I was 12. That's when I really started trying to play guitar. And I took guitar lessons for a couple years, and actually my guitar teacher was noticing I was going home and not learning from the tabs. I was actually going home and learning by listening to the song, and he could tell that by the way I was playing. And he said, "Man, you don't need to be taking lessons. Just go teach yourself. YouTube have everything you need." So I started teaching myself from then on, and ended up teaching myself mandolin and old-time banjo as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, not just guitar.
Yeah, the only bad thing about it is I only have so many arms, so I can only play one at a time.
Did you try any more instruments than that?
Yeah, I tried to play fiddle, and I never could get that. I swear, there's some kind of a special technique that only some get on when it comes to fiddle.
Well, there's a little difference between finger picking and running a bow, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
It's a special. Well, it's all to me a special kind of coordination that you guys have and I don't. So, yeah. Oh man, Boone's Mill. When we first got your music in, I learned that's where you're from. I thought, of course, I'm a bluegrass host here. I thought of that was the home of Doobie Shea Records for a while.
That's right.
Are they still there?
No, they're not.
I didn't think so.
Doobie Shea is long gone, but it was nice when I just recorded a second album in Nashville, and I got to meet Ronnie Bowman. And he actually used to live in Franklin County, and we had a good talk about Doobie Shea in that area.
They put out some great music back in the day, and we're talking. A lot of it I remember is probably 20 years old now.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure. I kind of wish it was still active. It'd be pretty cool.
You got kind of an old soul, aren't you? Influenced a lot by some of the old country and bluegrass and stuff.
Of course. So where I grew up in Franklin County, bluegrass music is really prevalent. There's still a lot of old timers that get together and jam and stuff all the time, but it's kind of seen as a kind of a leisurely thing to do. And so when I started going out and trying to pursue it in a professional manner, of course I got a lot of funny looks from some of my, peers, but it's nice now, trying to represent my region because there's so much talent there. And so I always tell them all I'm trying to do is shed some light on where I'm from because there's so much amazing music that's came out of that area.
Yes, you're right. I was just thinking about, and this is way before your time probably, but in the Roanoke area used to be something called the Fiddle and Banjo Club.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for
I don't,
sure.
I don't know if that's still active.
It's still going on. It's not as big as it used to be, but it's
Well,
still
I mean,
going on.
it used to involve WSLC Radio in Roanoke too. I knew some of the hosts there were involved with that fiddle and banjo. It's a long tradition, and it reminds me of Floyd too. Have you played in Floyd?
Oh
at all?
yeah, Floyd is just right up the road from me. I'm right at the bottom of the mountains. You see, the west border of Franklin County is the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it separates us and Floyd. So I'm just a hop and a skip away from Floyd. I
Yeah.
love Floyd and have a lot of friends there and play music there quite a bit.
Yeah, well, you're playing music at the Gray Eagle tonight with your pal Brennan Edwards, right?
Yeah, man, he came all the way down from Winchester, Virginia. He's from Northern Virginia, but he really knows how to pick some good bluegrass, and he's an amazing songwriter. So if you've never heard of Brennan, please check him out.
That's going to be a heck of a show tonight. We'll